welcome to Play It on the Table, a podcast that is tentatively being renamed in the process, where we just bring the systems that we've been talking about last week to do a little bit of a playtest this week. Um, Recently, we were talking about the recent Daggerheart that was it's still a little bit in the playtest setting, but we wanted to really just take a good grasp and just figure out how it works. So I'm going to throw it off to Sterling, who is our DM for today, and let him talk a little bit more about it.
Hello, Bruno. Did you know that solo sessions have a reputation of absolutely destroying players?
Yes, I've been very aware, but as you could see from our cyberpunk playtest, if you've catched it on the previous in on YouTube as well as nerdyherefirst.com, I think I can handle it, if I do say so myself.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, so we're going to be playing some Daggerheart today. This is an extremely exciting new system from the minds behind Critical Role, and I think it does some really cool things to the normal D&D formula, and we're going to dive right into it. Bruno, do you have your D12s prepared?
Yes. Just as a reminder to the folks at home, Sterling, could you remind people of why we need two different colored D12s for this game?
Yes. So in Daggerheart, the players roll 2d12 in the duality dice system. So we have one dice Bruno has representing hope, one dice representing fear. And these dice, Bruno's going to roll them, and the outcome of whatever he rolls is going to be based on both what the combined total is and which die is higher. So he can still succeed and still have a little bit of fear creep in. And it makes for really good limited successes within the system. And also great successes and also terrible failures.
Good to know. And then I've also noticed that throughout the game, I'll have the opportunity to spend stress points if I want to, which is, I guess, is like a little bit of a replacement for HP in some cases, but in other cases, I guess it could allow for like a little bit of an assistant when it comes to these D12 rolls.
Yeah, it's like having stamina and health in the game. They're two slightly similar but still different currencies you can use to stay alive and give advantage to your rolls.
Absolutely. Awesome. So, as a reminder to the folks at home, I am going to be playing a Wanderborn Clank, which I believe the Clank would be the equivalent of the Warforged, and his name will be Pierce.
Yes, and real quick before we get started, Bruno, as the Wanderborn, you get to choose a random. You don't get to choose it. You have to select a random other card to give you advantage. So you get. So go ahead and roll your d8.
Side note, did that sound all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too sharp or anything.
So that was a 6, which means that I'll be taking the Loreborn card. And just for me to read it to the folks at home, being part of a Loreborn community means you are from a society that favors strong academic or political powers. And with that, I gain the ability of Well Read, where I have advantage on any rolls that I make that deal with the history, culture, or politics of a prominent person or place. Mayhaps
How
this could be
interesting.
helpful.
How very, very interesting. Oh, just real quick, I should probably explain the community cards and races, just briefly,
yes.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is how Daggerheart does its ancestry system, which completely separated from the whole D&D race idea. It's you pick like your species, which Bruno has picked a clank, and then you get to pick your community, which it's like you have like who you were born as, but also the community you were born into, which is much better, and it creates more diverse characters.
Absolutely. That's one thing that I brought up during our breakdown of the system that I really enjoyed, how it allows you to be a part of a community that's not just of your species. It allows you to really build up on other people and like not necessarily have to do with like the quote unquote predominant abilities that we're used to in D&D.
All right. With all that out of the way, are you ready, Bruno, to dive right into Daggerheart?
Yes, I have my cards ready. I have my character sheet ready. I am good to go. And now here's crack.
All right, Pierce. You and your cleric companion Jamal have just stopped short of the abandoned Temple de Heal, the old god of forests and wisdom. You've been traveling together for 2 days through the Ixal forest on a mission to clear out an old shrine of any dangerous wildlife that may have taken up residence. You're beginning to see why no one else at the Cartographers Guild was willing to take this job, though. As you approach the entrance, set into the side of a wooded hill, you began to hear talking and the sounds of tools clanking against stone. You are in a forest outcropping just south of the temple. You hear the sounds of people talking and tools clanking against stone, and your companion Jamal is next to you. He's a very scrawny boy, maybe about 5'4", wearing traditional monk robes. He is not very good in a fight, but he can help you out in a pinch with magic. So, Jamal is not going to be able to help you in a fight, but he is going to be able to lend you the ability of his magic. I'm going to allow you and Jamal to share hope, and you will have the Mending Touch ability of the Seraph.
Interesting. Mending Touch. You lay your hands upon a creature and channel healing magic to help close their wounds. When you take a few minutes to focus on the person you're helping, spend 2 hope and heal a hit point or a stress. Once per long rest, when you spend this healing time learning something new about them or revealing something about yourself, the 2 hope you spend heals 2 hit points and 2 stress instead. Awesome.
Yes, it's one of the things I love best about Daggerheart is the boosting that RP can give to some of your abilities.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you take the time to do some Mend and Touch and also have a conversation, heal 2 hit points instead of just 1. It's beautiful.
So this would be, just for me to clarify, that you are, since you are giving me this ability to use at some point, but this is an ability that, in terms of the game itself, would be being played by Jamal.
Jamal is going to be an NPC, but I'm not going to put him in initiative at any point. Not that there is initiative in this game. He will not be a combatant, but he will be able to Mending Touch you. You just have to spend your own hope to do it.
Oh, very well. So I am spending my 2 hope to get the hit point or stress.
Yes.
Very well. Good to know.
And just to make sure, every campaign, every player starts with 2 hope. So you already have some.
Yes, that is correct. I have 2 hope.
Excellent. All right, just wanted to make sure.
All right. Spend a hope to use an experience or help an ally, or in this case, do Mending Touch.
All right, so you are in a thicket of wood just south of the temple. You hear the sounds, but you don't yet see any of the people. The entrance is not yet in sight. What would you like to do?
And under what pretense are we here?
Jamal came to the Cartographers Guild to find somebody to help him and his group of devotees to help clear out an old temple that they wish to occupy again.
Mm. And
it was supposed to just be wildlife here. Maybe like a bear or something.
But we hear the clanking of metal, which
You
does
hear the
not
clanking
seem...
of tools against stone and people talking.
Do I see anything ahead? Up ahead?
If you would like to get closer, you can.
I think I would.
All right. I am going to have you make your first roll then.
Absolutely. This be a roll in what exactly?
I'm going to say finesse. Since you're trying to be sneaky about it, I assume?
Yes, that's absolutely right. So, I'm running to the folks at home. I got a sparkly blue dice for my hope, and then a bone color dice for my fear. That was a 4 on the hope and a 6 on the fear, which plus 1 brings me to a 7, but with fear.
A 10 with fear.
No, 7. Sorry, 7 with fear.
Oh, 7 with fear. I see.
Yes, because my finesse is a plus 1.
I see. You start to creep up on the party trying to currently break into the old temple. But as you approach, you hear a twig snap under your foot, and a torch lights suddenly from above, and you see a person with a longbow clad in a hooded robe
This is already
taking overwatch and sweeping around with a torch. He alerts his two friends, who begin to flank out in an X formation to try to find whoever's out in the grass. They do not yet see you, but there are 2 men with crooked-looking knives beating through the brush towards you.
Okay, I'm going to...
And I will remind you, one guy on Overwatch who is just kind of watching over the situation with a loaded bow.
Very well. I'm going to jump into the nearest shrub or bush. This is a shrubbery. I don't know. And I'll pull Jabal in with me, obviously.
Excellent, good idea. Jamal's like starting to quake a little bit. You bodily haul his ass into a bush.
Yes. Covering his mouth, making sure he doesn't say anything. Is that another
All right.
word?
So you're going to try to remain still and wait out their suspicion. I'm going to have you make another finesse roll. The difficulty is going to be a lot higher this time.
That's entirely fair. Entirely fair. Oh, God. That was a 3 on hope.
Uh-huh.
And a 4 on fear. For a total of 5. With fear.
Wait, what was your
folks
total?
at home?
Wait, I'm sorry, what was your total again?
My total is 5.
And what did you roll on the dice?
A 4 on fear and a 3 on hope.
Okay, so that's 7 plus 1, which is 8. You
Yes.
still add the dice together.
Oh, I did not know
It's
that.
just what. Yes. Okay. Yeah. What'd you roll the first time then? Yeah, you rolled like a 10 or an 11 the first time then. Yeah.
Probably, yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Add the totals together. That's what sets. Yeah. Yeah.
And
The
that's where
first
we have
DC was like.
Playtest, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the first DC was like 10. The second one was 15.
Oh.
Yeah, it's from like 1 to 24 is the range of possibility.
Regardless, I still did not make it.
Yeah, no, this time you definitely didn't make it. And you rolled with fear, yes.
Yes, fear was the higher die.
Excellent. I am gonna say that you focus so hard on trying to avoid eye contact and trying to avoid eye line with one of the guys that you completely lose the other one, who comes swinging through the brush and accidentally slices Jamal through the shoulder, taking him and his ability out of this fight and exposing your hiding place as he cries out in pain. The bandit with the jagged blade raises his hand up to take a stab down at Jamal. Bruno, we are going to be officially entering combat.
Oh, great.
So here's how that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So in Daggerheart, we do not roll initiative. There's no order. We go through roleplay. So the normal version of this has what is called an action tracker, which is much more of a physical thing. You put tokens in every time you do an action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to be tracking how many actions you take. But basically, you can take actions until you fail a roll.
Oh.
Once you fail a roll, then I can use as many action points as I want from what you've put down to make the enemies do things.
So, for example, if I did 3 actions and then failed on the 3rd, you would be able to do 3 actions.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I would activate a. I spend an action to activate an enemy, and they can either move closer or take a swipe at you, depending on how far away they are.
That's going to hurt a lot.
But you are the player. You have initiative.
Okay.
The situation as it stands right now is there is one man within close range to you, which means that you can get into melee with him.
Mm-hmm.
This turn. There is one guy who is far from you, the other guy with the jagged knife.
Right.
And which is the second to farthest. So I should explain this range thing. So the range is in Daggerheart because we don't have any maps or anything. So there is melee range, which is the normal bumping right up against each other 5 feet away.
Yes.
There is very close, which is 5 to 10 feet away. There is close, which is 20 to 30 feet away. Then there's far, which is up to 100 feet away. And then there's very far, which is upwards of 100 feet away, but still able to hit you with a bow.
And being a ranger, I am equipped with a short bow, which gives me a range of far.
Yes, and the
I'm not gonna be doing well right here, right now.
The bowman is gonna be far from you as well. So he's just on the edge of range.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The sniper with the bow is also in this combat initiative. He is perched on top of a pillar.
Right.
In the old ruins of the temple. He is at far range. So he's just on the edge of your range and you are just on the edge of his.
So I could get him if I wanted to.
If you wanted to, yes. But there is one guy within melee range of you right now.
Yes.
Well.
And where's the other man? There's 2.
He is. Yes, here. he's at far range from you. He's a little bit further off in the bushes because he didn't go in the right direction to find you guys. And just so you know, tactically, how it works is if you are within close range, you can immediately move into melee range with somebody. But if you are at far range, if the enemy is at far range, I have to spend an action token just to get him over to you.
Fair enough. And would I be able to move away from this enemy without triggering a quote-unquote opportunity attack, as it would be called in D&D?
I believe so, yes. I don't believe there's any opportunity attack mechanic in this game.
Good to know. I am going to yes, I'll just backstep and shoot him.
All right, how far away would you like to... you're going to shoot the guy who's within melee of you right now?
Yes, I'm...
How far away... Yeah, how far away would you like to get from him? And Jamal.
Yes, because he's currently with Jamal. That's the main issue, and I don't want to lose Jamal.
Yes, he is going to try to stab Jamal.
No, actually. Can I scratch that?
Sure. Yeah, would you like to?
I would like to conjure swarm.
Okay, you're using one of your ranger abilities. What you got?
So this is a level 2 sage ability, which I have the option between two different abilities. What I'm going to choose is fireflies. So first I need to make a spellcast roll against any close enemies. In this case it would be here. So
Excellent.
Spellcast roll, what would be my modifier for this? Would that still be my agility, or
I believe, yeah. Ranger. Fun thing is that almost every stat in this game is used for magic in some class. Agility is your spellcasting modifier for ranger.
Absolutely splendid. Then I will be rolling for agility. That is a 6 plus 7. That brings me to a 13 plus 3 for a 16, and the higher of the two dice was hope.
16, yeah, that'll
16
definitely do it.
with hope. And I fire my crossbow at them. Polish.
Yeah.
Short bow. Short bow.
Yeah. So what does it do on a success again?
So on a success, I will be. It is a d6 plus 3. Oh, sorry. That is not the crossbow. I was using the conjure swarm. So that is the fireflies. On a success, I'll be spending a hope. So that brings me down to a hope of 1. And then it will cause fireflies to swarm him, dealing 2d8 magic damage. And I believe he's the only target I succeeded against, as he was the only target that I could target in the first place.
Yeah, he's the only one close enough. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage for that.
I need to get a bigger desk. But that was 5 plus 5 for a total of 10 magic damage.
10 damage. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? What's the threshold?
So
excellent.
I don't really take a step back, but just as a bit of a reaction, not even pulling out my short bow, I just raise my hands at him, and a swarm of fireflies fly from my hands, almost like out of nowhere, seemingly.
Yes, and it's almost like the ends of their tails are made of actual fire as they all sink their backsides into this bandit, and you can hear his flesh searing as the fireflies invade his flesh.
Absolutely interesting. Then I will be taking a step back but not still remaining within close range of him, because I want to keep a close eye on Jamal, but hoping that that's enough to ward him off of the attack, I will then turn towards the other man on the ground, but that is still within far range, and then I'll fire my short bow at him.
Excellent. Also, Bruno, you rolled with hope on that last one, yeah?
Yes, that was with hope.
Yeah, I was just looking up the rules. Anytime you roll with hope, you gain a hope.
So I gained a hope from rolling successfully with hope.
Yeah, it specifies that it's an action roll. Yeah, so yeah, you gained a hope as you spent it. Good
to know. So I am still at 2 for the people keeping track. and then on my attack roll with the short bow on the man that's far away, that was a total of that's a total of 9 on the dice plus 3. That brings me to a total of 12. But I rolled with fear this time.
Okay, so a 12 with fear will do it. Oh no, it will not do it. You fire and the figure seems to almost liquefy and dodge your arrow entirely.
That's not worrisome at all. So that's a fail. Does that mean that my turn ends?
Yes, you have failed to roll. You have failed with fear and definitely exposed your position. I am going to give the sniper a +1 on his next roll against you. And you have taken, what, 2 actions?
That was a total of 2 actions. Going to be my question. Does the failed action count towards their actions?
I'm going to look, for posterity's sake and the listeners, I'm going to look it up, but I believe so. But I will look up the action tracker just to make sure.
I'll add in a little edit point for you then.
Yes, you place the token onto the action tracker whenever you want to do something. So yes, the failed does count.
Good to know.
All
it's
right,
a really good sense of control. We didn't really talk about on system session. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and so I'm going to use one of the action tokens to activate the sniper, who is going to take a shot at you with +1. And for anybody who would like to know, I'm using the Jagged Knife Bandit stat block just straight from the Daggerheart RPG. It's one of the materials they provide. And also, for everybody to note, I, unlike Bruno, roll a d20 for all of my guys. So they have a slightly different bell curve of success from Bruno.
Do they still... Obviously, as a player, I would never notice, but do they still give modifiers?
Yes, they do. They do have attack modifiers.
Good to know. Good to
know. So that is going to be a 12 plus nothing, because their attack modifier is -1 anyway. So that's going to be a 12 to hit. What is your evasion?
My evasion is a 12.
Is a 12. All right. Unfortunately, Bruno, in Daggerheart, meets it, beats it. So I am going to roll damage. Where would you like the arrow?
I get to choose where it hits.
I'll let you choose, yeah.
I'll say I got it in the knee. I took an arrow to the knee.
Classic. Alright, Bruno. That is going to be 9 damage.
That would be considered... Major?
That I do believe, I believe that gets above your second damage threshold, dealing you 2 HP damage.
Yes, so I will be marking 2 HP. For those that were wondering, I started at 6, so now I am down to 4.
Mm-hmm. However, I will remind you that you have 6 armor slots if you'd like to spend them.
That is true. Could you remind me how armor slots work? Would I basically be decreasing the total damage by my armor?
Yes, you decrease the total damage by each armor slot that you tick.
Okay.
And you just get 6 until your armor is just broken irreparably and won't protect you anymore.
Very well. And what was that total again?
The total damage was 9.
Total damage was 9. That being said, I'm not going to use an armor slot just yet. I'll take the brunt of this hit, and I'll go ahead and mark the 2 HP, and I'll bring myself down to 4 out of 6.
Very well. All right, and the second one I am gonna use. I'm going to have the guy that was in melee with you try to grapple Jamal. It's gonna be set the DC to about 10. He's a scrawny little dude. Yep. All right. So the one man with a jagged knife hauls Jamal up onto his feet, gets his hand around, puts a knife against his throat. But I'm out of action tokens. So you once again have the initiative. What would you like to do in this situation?
Am I considered to be in a natural environment?
Oh yeah, bro. This is a temple to you're outside a temple to the god, to Ahil, the god of nature and wisdom. It is in the woods. The temple is set into the side of a hill. You are in nature.
Very well. Just wanted to be sure. I am still considered to be whatchamacallit, within close range of the man grappling Jamal, while within far range of the man that I tried shooting but failed.
I would say, yeah, you are in close range, and you are still, yeah, you'd still be far from the man on the pillar man, if you will.
And the sniper's still far as well?
Yeah, that's the pillar man. He's on top of a pillar of some old ruins that are right outside the entrance.
What about the second man on the ground? There was a second man on the ground, was there not?
Oh yes, he is within he is within close range.
Good job.
Yes, but I didn't activate him, so he didn't do jack shit.
But he is within close range.
Yes. I'd say you're about equidistant from the two men on the ground now, and still far away from the guy with the bow.
Very well. I am going to... God, I don't want to just keep using spells this soon, but I might have to.
I mean, if you keep rolling spells with hope, it's basically free magic, man.
That's true. This one will definitely not be using hope, though. Very well. I'm going to use another one of my spells. This one, so as I just mentioned, this one does not use hope, so would I be able to use it again in the future?
What is it? Let's just read the spell. What does it say?
Absolutely. So this is the level 3 spell, Towering Stalk. I can conjure a thick, twisting stalk within close range that can be easily climbed. Its height can grow up to far range. When you conjure it, you may also mark a stress to use it as an attack, where I will be using a spellcast roll against any group of targets within close range. It erupts beneath them. It erupts beneath any you're successfully against, lifting them into the air and dropping them for 3d8 physical damage. So,
all right. I mean, yeah,
I 100% would not be able to use this on the man grappling Jamal unless I just wanted to tie up a loose end with Jamal. But that's not the story. I'll use this Towering Stalk, and I will be marking a stress for the spellcast roll, but I'll be using it specifically on the other man, the one not grappling Jamal, that's on the ground.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically the conjuring of the thing, free. The using it as a weapon, that just costs you a stress. I will just say that stress I can take stress away from you as a consequence of a roll of fear, just to keep that in mind.
Very well.
When you are spending it.
Okay. So yes, I'll go ahead and do that. I will mark a stress, which, much like my health, started at 6, so they'll bring me down to 5. And I will... First, I need to do a spellcast roll against the man that I'm attacking. And hopefully this goes well.
Right, it's your best stat. You got this.
So that was a 17 plus 3 for a 20, and that was a roll with hope.
Fuck yeah! You get a hope.
Does that go over the hope that I started with? Like, does the hope that I start with is like my max capacity hope, or can I go over that?
No, you can absolutely go over that. I believe there's a max capacity. The max capacity should just be the amount of slots that are colored in on your sheet.
So I currently have 3 out of 6.
Sounds about right. So yeah, you cat. What kind of plant is this vine from? Is it like James and the Giant kind of just beanstalk?
So yes, but it sprouts out these weird like flowers that are almost in the shape of gears.
Ooh.
That are just like basically covering it, but still leaving enough space for me to like climb between them without hurting them too much.
Yeah, very interesting that a mechanical man is so in tune with nature.
Right? You never know. How did I come to be? That's a question. I could ask my creator if his heart wasn't fucking stolen. Anyways.
And what? And you pick him up and drop him.
Yes. So the idea is that this is sprouting just beneath him. He doesn't even know that it's happening. And as it gets to the height that I would want, I'm considering this enough height so that if I were to climb it, I would be within far range of the man grappling Jamal. So to around that height, and then just bloop.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Absolutely. So this will be
and that roll was a 13. It was a 7 and 6. You said.
Sorry, it was a 17. It was a 7 and a 10.
A 7 and 10. Okay.
And then the 10,
do you know
the
how?
10 was hope.
Do you remember how you crit in this game?
I do not. You should actually point that out.
For all of the listeners at home, in the duality dice system, whenever you roll doubles, that's a crit.
Oh, so if they were both the same number.
Yep. Regardless of what the number is, that's a critical success.
Would critical just count, like, I guess, like, quote unquote, as the max number?
It's just like it's how some people treat a natural 20. It's just an instant success.
Good to know. Good to know. Just want to make sure. Right.
Actually, it's coded better in this game because it actually is an automatic success, unlike in D&D where it's just up to the DM.
That is why I asked.
Yeah, no, this is hard coded into the system.
I'm gonna mark an edit point, just give myself Vietnam flashbacks when you said that. Alright. 3 GA damage. That was a 2 plus 3 plus 7 for a total of 12 physical damage. I almost said magic, but it's not magic. It is physical. He's just dropping him from the top of a vine.
Okay, almost got into a severe damage range, but not quite. You hear bones crunching, and the interesting sound in the far-off distance of gears whirring and springs clicking. As this natural mechanical thing sprouts out of the ground, all gears and pistons, but made out of this natural chlorophyllic material. It sprouts out, wraps itself around this man, lifts him up faster than he can scream, and just crunches his bones onto the ground.
Jesus. I'll stare in shock for a moment. That doesn't count as an action.
Sure, that's a reaction.
And then I will sprint up the stalk, hopefully stepping on the man as I do that.
Yeah. You do that? Yeah. Absolutely.
Good. And as I get to the top, I will first fire my short bow at the man grappling Jamal. Very specifically trying to not hit Jamal.
Absolutely. We'll see how this goes.
We shall see how this goes. So that was a 16 plus 3 for a total of 19. And that was a 10 on the hope. So I'm rolling with hope.
With hope. All right. So yeah, you absolutely nail him. Roll damage.
Oh,
and we're gonna. Yeah, let's see how much damage it is. It'll depend on how I narrate this.
that would be a d6 plus 3 for the short range. So that is a 2 plus 3 for 5 physical damage.
5 physical damage. All right. Let's see. Does that get above his? Not quite. All right. It's going to be 1 point of damage to the guy holding Jamal. You have you've taken hope, right? Correct.
Yes. So that brings me to 4.
Awesome. And yeah, you hit this guy in the elbow of his knife arm, and he still has Jamal grappled, but he no longer has like his knife on him as an immediate threat.
I'll shoot him again.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Pepper this man with arrows. I don't get to do shit until you fail.
God damn it. Well,
ooh, sounds like I might get to do shit.
Shit, I should have asked. Did climbing the stalk count as an action?
I'll let you have it. You're basically Legolas. You're a ranger.
That's fair.
I can see you.
I just want to know whether or not general movement counted as an action.
You are. You know what? Since you were already in close range, far range, I believe is only one distance away.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you go any further than 2 distances away, that's an agility roll that you have to make to do so. But since you're moving from one to the other, I'll let you have it.
Okay, just want to figure out if I was at the 3 or before. I failed at a 3 because that was a 3 plus 1 plus 3 goes to 7, so I don't think that hits.
Okay, but did you roll the same thing on both dice?
No.
No, that's okay. That's your ability modifier. 3. Okay.
The 3 is my modifier from agility. Sorry, I should have specified.
Cool.
And then the 3 on the dice was from fear.
Okay, so that's a failure with fear.
Cause why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Bruno, I'm gonna be very generous today. I'm not gonna have you shoot. I'm not gonna have you shoot Jamal.
Okay.
However, in lieu of giving you severe consequences for this roll, I am taking a fear token. At any point when you roll with fear, the GM can, instead of giving you immediate consequences, opt to take a fear token, which can be used to activate certain abilities in the environment, or be used later for other nefarious purposes. I have delayed your reckoning, but it will come one day.
I don't like that, Dad.
You accidentally shoot an arrow right between Jamal's feet, missing your mark almost entirely, and that is, I believe, 3 action tokens that I get.
Yes, that is correct. We were just now debating if it was 3 or 4. It's 3. It is 3. Thank fuck.
Alright, since you are... Let's see. I am gonna have the guy grappling Jamal start... he's going to take the already grappled man, push him against the vine that you're on to go below your line of sight, and he is going to put his hands around Jamal's neck and start strangling him. I'm gonna make a strength check for him. Or it's not strength, what is it? Oh, these guys don't have stats like that anyway. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna make a melee attack with him without his modifier, just to see. Meets it, beats it. He begins to... You hear the sound of Jamal's windpipe being constricted down below you. as he begins to choke. If he stays like this, I'm going to use normal D&D asphyxiation rules. If he stays like this for 3 turns, he's dead.
Oh, great. Awesome.
We don't have turns. Yeah, let's just say 3 of your turns. That's fine. And then the sniper then is going to take a couple of shots at you. So you are nice and high within his vantage point.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, he's going to take 1 shot. Yeah, that's going to hit. That's a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
That's going to be 6 damage to you.
Okay. I'll take the damage.
All right.
Well, that'll bring me down to 3 out of 6 HP.
All right. You get sent another arrow that clips your shoulder and takes just like a gash out of you.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
And then I am going to the figure of the sniper. His cloak swishes over him, and suddenly his cloak is empty and he is gone.
Shit. I will. Can I get a shot onto one strangling Jamal?
No, he has positioned Jamal like against the vine that you are currently like showdowning on top of, so you do not have a clear shot at him.
What if I were to jump to a nearby tree?
You could absolutely give it a shot. I will require you to roll for that, though.
That would be agility?
Oh, yeah.
That's a leap. Yeah, that's agility.
Yeah, you got this.
Yes, I do. Because that was a roll with hope. And that was a total of, math in my head, 15 plus 3, 18.
Ah, easy. You did this kind of stuff for practice. You leap from your vine to a tree and have perfect line of sight on the guy strangling Jamal.
Fire.
Roll me an attack.
That was a 7 plus 3, 10 plus another 3, 13 to hit.
All right, go and roll
And
damage.
that's a roll of hope. Rolling
Take a
damage. Is that d6? That's a d6. Plus 3. That's 2 plus 3 for 5 damage.
5 damage. All right,
And then
you see him stagger a little bit, and he lets go of Jamal. Jamal like kind of throws his hands off and collapses onto the ground, trying to catch his breath. This guy, he's looking real rough at this point. He staggers a little bit and almost can't pull himself up straight to look at you anymore.
Alright, and then could I say, sorry, I should have asked this before rolling for the attack, but could I say that I spent my hope to apply this with Ranger's Focus, where on a success, I temporarily put Ranger's Focus on the target, along with doing damage from the attack, and while they are in focus, I know A, precisely their direction, B, all damage rolls against them also deal a stress, not including this first one, and 3, on a miss attack that I make against them, I can end my Ranger's Focus to reroll and take the new result.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Then I will put on my Ranger's Focus on him, and I will attack again.
Wonderful, yeah, you got this bandit on the ropes. You've been firing arrows like crazy before they can even react.
That is a 4 plus 5. The 5 is fear, unfortunately. Plus 3 for a total of 12.
Total of 12. Bruno meets it, beats it with a fear token. With a fear. Interesting. What I like to do.
So do I still get to roll damage for that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
And then they'll be marking a stress because of that. And that was a 5 plus 3 for a total of 8 physical damage.
I don't know why I had you roll. He had 1 HP left. You how would you like to end this bandit?
So I fired the first bow, the first arrow at him, and it gets him like right in the shoulder. And as he's turning around because he's confused, I was originally directly above him. How did I suddenly get him from behind? And as soon as he turns around, 1 in the eye, just right in the eye.
Yeah, his eye ends up on the wrong end of his skull, and he goes down.
Excellent.
I'm going to say the consequence of this is that the sniper now has another very good beat on your location and will get a +1 to their next attack against you.
Apologies you had to see that, Jamal. And I will begin scanning for the one that's hidden. Wait. Shit. Wait a minute. Is the one that I dropped from the beanstalk, is he dead?
No, he's absolutely not. No, he's just in a crumpled heap on the ground, and also hasn't. I haven't bothered spending any action tokens on him this entire time because I've been focused on trying to murder Jamal in front of you.
Are his legs broken?
No, he can still get up if he wanted to. He just hasn't yet.
Oh, good to know. I'll shoot him.
All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead and take a shot.
Ooh. That's a 12 plus 8 plus 3 for a total of 23.
Yeah, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
But that was a roll of fear. It was pretty much a crit 12 on the fear dice. And then 4 plus 3 for a total of 7 physical damage on the man on the ground.
7 physical damage on the man on the ground. All right. What is his second damage? Not quite. All right.
Is that severe?
1 point of damage for the man on the ground.
1 point.
No, that is minor. You have just gone under the major threshold.
Very well. Just want to make sure.
But yeah, you hear him call, "Oh, my finger!" from the ground as you chop one of his fingers off with your arrow.
I'll shoot at him again.
Yeah, this is what, like 4 or 5 rolls in a row?
Yes, this is.
This is number 5, I believe.
This is number 5. I am really pushing it.
You're doing awesome, Bruno. I'm so proud of you.
This is an 8 plus 1 plus 3 goes to 12, and the 8 was on hope.
He was okay. Yeah. Take another hope. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me. You have yeah.
That is.
Yeah. No, you have yet to miss on this round.
That is 4 damage.
4 damage. All right. It's gonna be 1 HP. Oh God, what have I done? No, don't open the virtual box. That will tank my GPU. All right. This guy is, you hear him go, "Not the other finger!" From the ground. And he's sounding really rough. You can't really see him in the too much in the underbrush, but yeah, you see a small pool of blood start to leak out from a bush.
Oh God. But he's still alive?
Yep, and for the fear roll, your sniper friend's gonna get another +1 on you. Now is a +2 against you.
Okay.
What would you like to do for roll number 6, Bruno?
Now I'll look for the sniper.
All right, go ahead and make me a. Let's see what ability would this be?
This is not gonna go well. This is not gonna go well. This is not gonna
On
go
the
well.
actional section, that's where it is. Sorry, hold for a second. I need to. All right. This is good. This is going to be instinct. That is your perception ability.
Very well. Instinct. Let me first check and see if there's something that I could use to help me with this. There is. Sort of. Could I, using Nature's Tongue, which, as I'll read it, you can speak the language of the hidden, natural world. When you want to speak to the plants and animals around you, you make an instinct roll, and on a success, they'll give you the information they know. With fear, their knowledge might be limited or come at a cost. In addition, whenever you make a spellcast roll while within a natural environment, I keep forgetting to do this. You may spend a hope before the roll to add one to the result. So, but as far as the first portion of that card goes, could I, rather than make an instinct roll to look for him specifically, could I make an instinct roll either speaking to the plants or the animals around to see if they know where he is? Maybe he's resting on someone's branch.
Go ahead and make me that instinct roll.
And that is an instinct roll with a DC of 12, I should mention. Well, there's a 12 in brackets, so I assume that's a DC.
Yeah, sure.
That was an 11 plus 3 plus 1 for a total of 15. And then that's the 11 is on the hope.
Go and take a hope, Bruno.
Okay.
However, due to other circumstances, you reach out to the plant life in the environment around you, and all you hear are these dissonant little whispers, these thoughts. Slay them, train them, bring them closer. Yet you do not feel in these plants any connection to nature. You have failed.
That's a fail?
You have failed.
Oh no.
You gain a hope, and I get 6 action tokens to play with.
Good to know. Good to know.
Sniper Friend's gonna take his first shot at you. Oh, that was close to a natural 20, but that's gonna be a 4. That's not gonna hit.
That does
complete waste of his +2.
Good to know.
The other bandit, I'm gonna fully spend an action token to get the second guy out of here. He's on 1 HP. He flees the battle.
Okay, excellent.
He runs off in a direction to save his own skin.
That was quick. That was quickly handled.
And instead of using the rest of my 5 tokens, I'm going to spend a fear token and activate an environment ability that I made specifically for this fight. An ace in the hole. You see the bandit sniper come out of his hiding position, holding a plunger connected to a wire. Holds it above his head very clearly for you to see. Goes, right, so I think maybe we've gotten off on the wrong foot, but I'd like to get out of here with my own skin intact, so how about you put down the bow, and I won't blow all the explosives we've been planting here all to hell. And you will gain a stress from this.
Mm-hmm.
How would you respond? we're going to briefly be out of combat for this.
So he currently has. What is he holding?
He is holding the plunger to a set of explosives that you cannot see.
Right, but it's
But he is threatening to blow all of you to hell if you continue fighting.
Can I tell whether or not he needs to like? Is it like one of those things where he needs to like hit a button or push something in to blow it up, or if he just let it go, it would blow up?
So for free, I'll tell you, he has like, it's a plunger. Like, we don't have the technology for a dead man switch. He has a plunger, like a thing of TNT that he can just smack down and trigger explosives.
I look to Jamal to see if he has any facial expression giving off any sort of opinion on the situation.
Jamal is currently gasping for breath on the ground after having been slashed and strangled.
Okay.
He is unfortunately not going to be any help to you in this situation.
One second. Where is the sniper again?
He's standing at far range from you. He's kind of in the middle of the temple ruins right outside the entrance to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Very clear in your line of sight, just holding a thing of explosives.
Right. I'm just wondering whether or not this is going to be the right move.
And I will say, he did have 5 action tokens to spend, so I'm gonna say you get 1 shot and then you're getting blown up.
That's true. That's entirely true. Keeping my hands on the bow, I'll respond. What's your business here?
Look, me and my boys are just trying to make a quick buck off of the old temple ruins, but if it means that much to you, I'll leave. Just let me leave my skin intact, I'll not blow us all up. We've been planting explosives everywhere here. Trying to get into this fucking temple. It's been sealed up.
Insight check.
Go for it. Roll. Make me an instinct roll.
That's an 11 plus 4 plus 1 for a total of 16. And that's with hope.
You try to look for any indication on his face of whether or not he's telling the truth. And every time you look to where you might see a tell, where you've seen it on other people before, the second you go to look for it, his face almost like smooths out, as if he has like this naturally neutral facial expression, but only when you're trying to look for his tells. You do not see anything distinct on his face, although you swear it does morph every time you look at it.
Alright. Or why don't you come on down then, as I lower my bow?
He is gonna take a couple of steps towards you. He'll get within very close range, and as he gets closer, you see that he has this plunger with this just wire spooling out behind him, connecting to like some explosives that you don't see. It's a hardwired connection.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps his hand on the plunger as he approaches you. I'm just gonna hand you this. You take both hands. And I'm just gonna disappear into the brush. And we don't ever have to see each other talk about this again.
there's a wall, right?
A wall?
Yeah, like in front of us.
There's not like a wall. There's a sealed stone door. But
Oh.
there is a temple structure around you. Think like the ruins of Athens, like a
Mm.
temple structure around you, but none of the walls, only kind of pillars still standing.
Don't like this. I'll calmly take the detonator away from him.
He hands it to you. Do you take it
Okay.
with both hands?
Yes.
All right, take it away. You immediately start sprinting just in a way direction.
I look down at the plunger in my hands while I cast Towering Stalk on him.
Wow! Wow!
And I'll mark a stress to drop the bitch.
Go ahead. That's a spellcasting attack roll, or does that just happen?
First is a spellcasting attack roll. That's double sixes.
You got him. You got him, dude. Congratulations. How would you like to do this?
He just takes one step away from me, and suddenly he's just being lifted up by his leg, and then just dropped on his head.
His neck snaps instantly. He's fucking dead.
Okay, fair enough. No damage roll.
No, that's fine. He doesn't have much health to begin with.
Okay, now, what the fuck is he?
Go ahead and make me an instinct roll to perceive this man.
It's an 11 plus 3 plus 1 for a total of 15, but that was a roll with fear.
Alright, well, I lost my fear token, but I will gain it back. And say that...
And for the people at home, I am down to 2 stress out of 6, and 3 health out of 6.
You look over this man, and you still see that strange morphing in his face. Like, even in death, he maintains a neutrality about him. Normally, he doesn't have any of the normal body oddities of just like a face frozen in fear or pain or shock or anything. He's just neutral, placid.
Interesting.
But looks like a normal dude. Never seen him before in your life. Just some common criminal.
Alright. After that, I'll take a moment to just rest up with Jamal. And when she's feeling ready, I'll go ahead and use Bending Touch.
Excellent. Yes, you can spend a little time just taking a little resty poo.
You're doing alright.
Well, I couldn't imagine that there'd be more of a wildlife presence than whatever the hell that was, but yeah, I'm doing okay, thanks. Sorry to involve you in that. I didn't know anything valuable would be down there. It's just old temple of the nature god. It's not like we got not much gold to spare.
Clearly, this wasn't in the job description for either of us. Do you know them at all? Do you know where they might be from? I've never seen features like this.
They just look like jagged knife hooks to me. Wandered a bit far from any major city. It's strange, but it's an old temple. I'm sure there's something ancient magic down there, probably. I'm
You think
just
this
glad
is
we got here before they defiled the temple in a major way.
right? You are. As I just take an arrow and just like stab it through the cord behind the detonator.
All right, you have defused the bombs.
I would hope. Could you imagine if I just like did that and it just?
Yeah, it sparks on the ground and then be fucked up with me.
Well, anyway, I guess we're ready to move on.
Yeah, hold up. Let me see those wounds there. It's gonna patch you up. You're gonna use some. Are you gonna use some hope to do your mending?
So yes, it's 2 hope just in general to do the mending, and then would you say that was enough talking to? Wait, no,
I think.
nope, never mind. That is only once per long rest.
I'll give it to you now. Go ahead and take the 2.
And this is why we never follow rules as written, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is. Listen, you still got a bit to go anyway.
Very well, very well. That brings me.
Also, people
To
be
5.
lenient when you only have one dude and you're balancing the encounters for that is rough out here, being a 1-member party.
So now I'm at 5 out of 6 HP.
Wonderful. In front of you is the ruins of the Temple of Ahil. You see a sealed stone door on the end of just ruined pillars that are the only thing left of the foundation of this building.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a wooded area, and the temple is set into the base of a hill.
Very well. I turn through the mountain. Are you familiar of any way to get inside?
Looks around. Perhaps one of these trees isn't everything it looks like. If Ahil was gonna hide if followers of Ahil were gonna hide any kind of secret entrance or a way to bypass the seal, it's gonna be somewhere in nature.
I'm going to use nature's tongue again. And see if one tree or plant sounds different than the rest. Or if maybe it doesn't sound like anything at all while the rest is still making sounds.
That's an instinct roll?
Yes.
Alright. Go ahead and make your roll.
That was an 8 plus 11 plus 1 for combined 20 on fear.
Combine 20 with fear. Alright. Alright. I am going to gain a second fear tune.
Okay. Very well.
However, you reach out again to the plants of the area, and again you hear that hissing sound, that voice. Bring them closer. Hatch, my youngling. And you look around, and suddenly you realize that that the outer edges of every single plant in the area is fuzzy. When you run your hand over some of the brush, you notice just the slightest delay against your touch. And you realize almost every plant in this area is some kind of illusion. Now that you notice, you can almost see through them. However, at the top of the hill, you notice there is a tree that looks distinctly very real from all of the others.
I will lead myself and Jamal up to.
Alright, you see a great oak tree planted on the top of the hill. Except the bark looks too new. It doesn't show any signs of aging. There's no lichen growing anywhere, no moss. It's a completely sterile looking tree. Still green. But unnaturally free of any marring or scarring.
I was going to ask, are there any markings on it?
There are not. The bark is perfectly smooth, as if it has never been touched, never been scratched by a bear, never been climbed by a squirrel.
Can I touch it?
You reach out, and the bark feels cold like metal. And at your touch, you hear a small boom from deep below you. You feel just like the tiniest bit of reverberation from within the ground. And below you hear the distinct sound of stone grinding as the doors below you open.
Oh. How spiritual is that for a clank? As I turn to Jamal. I'm gonna start jumping my way down the hill.
My, looks like the god favors you. And as you step within the entrance of the temple, and you feel a chill run down your spine as damp, decrepit air seeps out. It's cool like a cellar as you descend down into the hillside. And soon after entering the temple, you start to hear, as you enter a large antechamber, you hear distinct signs of a struggle from down below. You look over a banister overlooking this wide open temple area, and you see another group of these hooded bandit figures inside the temple. There's one very strong-looking one whose cape is, instead of having like a full robe, he has like a half cape over his shoulder, and he's currently engaged in combat with a couple of underlings and what look like shambling, rotting corpses attacking them. These bandits are being attacked by the undead down below. What would you like to do?
Did you know any of this? I asked Jamal.
No, I don't really understand how they're down here. The entrance was still sealed when we got here. What's going on?
Maybe they found their ways in, or maybe they're trying to fight their ways out.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're gonna have to move past this somehow. You see, there's a door back there that leads to the main cathedral. We should be able to get to this end of the temple from there. And, if I can start reactivating maybe some of the old temple countermeasures, we might be able to get this lot cleared out of here a lot easier.
By all means, lead the way. We'll just sneak on by.
All right, so what is your plan to get? You are currently like up on a banister about 15 to 20 feet above the ground. And
what do we
you are
need to
trying
get
to get to a door that is kind of on the opposite wall on the lower floor. I will say the banister does surround the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
So you could very easily get into position, but you still need a plan to get to the ground from where you are.
Very well, very well. How far up are we?
About 15 to 20 feet.
15, 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sneak my way, or our way, over until we're like just right on top of the door.
Easy enough to do without rolling. They do not see you. They're currently busy with something else, and you're way above them.
I will tie 50 feet of rope around the banister.
The government issued 50 feet of hempen rope. Gotta love it.
And then we'll climb on down.
All right, now I'm gonna have you go ahead and make a finesse roll for stealth.
11 with hope.
With hope. Let me see. What do we got here? Right, how about
I would hope that they're busy, but we shall see.
You make it onto the ground, and you see that the man with the half cape clocks you, looks over, and shouts, "How about a little help over here? I can make it worth your while. We got plenty of coin on us." As he struggles with a zombie trying to bite him to death. He sees you, but he's still too busy to really properly deal with you.
That's what we're on our way to do. Trust me on this, as I continue making my way through the door.
Ah, damn you, you bloody coward! You hear as you run towards the antechamber.
I mean, generally, that's what we're trying to do. We're gonna turn on the countermeasures, and then we'll come right back, and we'll clean house.
All right, Bruno.
Yes.
Go ahead as you move across the floor. Make me an agility roll.
Double sixes.
Fuck me. All right. Hell yeah. Go ahead. Also, something I forgot to mention: when you roll a critical success, you gain hope and you clear all of your stress.
Oh. So I'm back to 6.
Yep.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Thanks. As you will.
You, as you take your first step towards the antechamber, you realize you almost place your foot directly on a brick that is raised up slightly higher than all the others. And you realize, oh, this place is riddled with traps. And as you start looking for them, you identify a bunch of them. You're no stranger to landmines and line traps, tripwire traps. There we go. You've got plenty of experience from the Cartographers Guild dealing with all sorts of terrain and all sorts of people that want to keep you out.
I was about to ask, like, if there's an additional role, I might just use one of my experiences.
Oh yeah, you can use your experience on any roll that might apply, even attack rolls,
Good.
if you can justify it. So yeah. But yeah, you critically succeeded, so you bypass all of the traps, you do not get any damage or any stress, and you get all the way over to the antechamber, and you bust down the door.
Do I need to roll to bust down door?
No, the door is open, you simply walk through it, and you are in
That's worrisome.
the back chamber of the temple.
Alright, Jamal. You better find those countermeasures quick.
Bruno, make me an instinct roll.
Son of a bitch.
And I will say, this is a magic effect. If you have any experience that might help you in this situation.
Would Survivor or Navigator help?
Navigator would help with this, yes.
Navigator would help. I will spend a hope to use Navigator. Let me just double check and see if there's anything else I should try to use.
Yeah, you regain your stuff very easily. I say spend them if you got them.
Yes. I've never been here before, yes?
No, you have not. You have never been in this temple before.
Cool.
Didn't even know it was here until Jamal led you do it.
Very well. Then, yeah, I'll mark my experience, and I'll use the Navigator, or I'll mark a hope to use the Navigator experience to add a +1 on my... What roll did you say this was?
Instinct.
Great. That's a 4 plus 7 to a total of 11, plus 1 from Instinct for 12, plus 1 from Navigator for 13. And that was with hope.
Alright, you gain a hope. And as you enter the room, your vision almost pulls out and the room expands in front of you, growing ever longer and longer. And suddenly, you are sat at a table. Your clothes are very fine. Your hair done up in some... You don't have hair. I'll say you have like wires that kind of form hair, like a bun behind you. You have your hair done up in a very different way, kind of piled on top of your head. Very fashionable in some kind of way. And you are eating a meal. You have a lovely meal of roast duck and plum sauce, and a very rich red wine in front of you that you are currently in the middle of enjoying. You feel the taste of the chicken on your tongue and the slight effects of the alcohol in your stomach. You are in the middle of a conversation with a very pleasant young woman across from you, talking about the recent peasant revolts and the importance of these kind of events in the face of adversity from the masses.
What? How did I get here?
Are you that deep into your cups already, dear? The young woman says from across from you. Elizabeth, your wife. Right, yeah, you came to this dinner together as the Lord of Windsor. And you two have a lovely life together. You live in a beautiful mansion on a rolling estate in England. You have two beautiful half human, half mechanical children together. And yeah, of course, you came to this ball. It's a tradition among the aristocracy here to hold immense an immense feast to show off to the masses your refinement, despite their recent moanings about the fairness and equality of the income that you have and they don't. You know, it's things that poor people say all the time.
What the fuck is happening here?
Go ahead and Bruno, gain a stress from this situation.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
For now. Dear, you really must. And she kind of moves your cup away from you. Lay off the wine for a little bit. We still need to ride home, don't we?
Who are you?
Her face goes kind of blank, almost neutral. Dear, I have no idea what's gotten into you, but please, for the sake of the other guests, can we please wait to deal with this until we are home? And, Bruno? Does a 11 hit your
No, it does
evasion?
not. It does not.
You hear this ringing in your head, and for a brief second, you feel like somebody has put a wedge against your forehead and then hit it with a sledgehammer. It feels like your skull is about to split open, and then it's nothing. You're fine. You are sat across from your lovely wife Elizabeth, whom you have a wonderful life with, despite the recent shifting in political ideology of masses.
Excuse me?
You are sat at a table with all of your friends, all of the people you've known for all of your life. Some you respect, some you don't. Some you have had many brief squabbles with in the past.
Do I feel comfortable in this situation? Or am I perceiving this as some weird type of illusion?
Both. You have the mind to, if you chose to succumb to it, you know that you could just forget yourself in this fantasy, but you still have enough of your wits about you that you do not yet fully buy into all of these memories that you are feeling pressed into your skull that are not your own.
I cast Towering Stock on my wife.
Interesting. Fascinating. Make me roll. Roll for it.
And this will be marking a stress.
Yep.
That
It's a
is...
very stressful situation.
Right. That is 13 plus 3, 16. Wait. 1 second.
I just need to pull up a stat block that I made for this encounter. Cool.
I'm at a table, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Very long banquet table.
Okay, it'll still be a spell, and I'll keep the spellcasting roll, but rather than spending the stress and doing Towering Stock, can I instead spend a hope and do the Fireflies again? Because that way it's 2d8 magic damage for everyone around me. So basically everyone at the table.
Okay. Yeah. Within close range. Yeah. I'll say that's a decent chunk of the table.
Yes. So it would be, yeah. So the roll, I don't know if this counts as a roll against all of them, or do I have to roll separately for each of them?
I would, to make life easy, because there's a bunch of people, we'll just say that your one roll applies to everybody.
Take it.
What's the damage on that?
I am going to roll damage now. It's 2d8.
Or sorry, what was the roll on it again?
Sorry. It's a 13 plus 3, 16. And then I was checking to see if I had anything to add to those.
Alright, cool. Yeah, 16 will definitely do it.
No additional bonuses. Cool.
Yeah, no, you're good. I will say, let's see, I need to define how many people this is. I will say you're gonna get a good... a good 6 people with this damage.
Great. And I'll know them each with 10 magic damage.
Ooh!
Do I kill them? Do I just take them all out at once?
Bruno, the room erupts with psychic screaming as everything in front of you melts away like you're in a Salvador Dali painting. And suddenly you are left standing in the presence of this towering purple snake creature. Looking down on you, all of your fireflies have embedded itself into its cobra-like skin flaps on either side of its neck, and it is searing in pain, and you hear the screams of this thing echoing in your brain as you feel on your own flesh the skin beginning to sear.
Oh god.
You are standing in front of it. It was posed to eat you whole. And you see Jamal suspended off to one side by some invisible force. Jamal drops to the ground, and this snake erupts into this burning fire through which you see the figure of a man's face, gaunt, horns coming from his head, beard long, gray, and winding. As the fire of a heel burns the Nagi to death. What had resided in this cave was a Nagi, a psychic snake monster who tries to steal the psychic energy of its victims in order to reproduce itself, create an egg. You have single-handedly defeated it, and you have seen the face of a heel, the god of nature. And you feel within your chest this calm feeling, like breeze rustling through the trees. And you feel in your mouth again that, briefly, the taste of chicken, the feeling of wine. For clearing out his temple and defeating the Bane that the test that he put down here to see if his followers truly were of the correct metal to once again occupy his temple.
Metal.
Yeah. You get Pierce has now the blessing of a heel. You may now choose if you wish to eat or drink, and you may become drunk off of the effects of alcohol.
Excuse me?
And as you have cleared the temple for Jamal, you gain the favor of a sect of a heel. They move back into the temple without any further complications. You go back to the room you're just in. Bandits and the undead gone. Illusions, all of them.
What?
You go back up to the temple. You try to find the detonator and the explosives. Illusions, gone. Never existed. Still, though, the wounds and the small scars that you got from them remain on your body. And that is where we will end this playtest of Daggerheart. As you one-shotted my boss with something I was not expecting.
First off, fuck you. Second off, how dare you just hook me in to like a campaign when we're very clearly just doing this once.
Congratulations, Britta. I was worried about that. I thought you were gonna die there. Real bad.
No, I'm. That's Jesus Christ. I didn't know that. That was
so yeah. Fun little bit behind the scenes. This entire encounter was full of illusions. That is why you kept failing all of your instinct rolls, because the Nagi was making every instinct roll a flat DC of between 18 and 24 for you to succeed on any of your instinct rolls.
Jesus, that would be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then is this a Nagi like an actual like stat block given with the playtest materials?
Nope, made it up entirely myself. I made up the Nagi and I made up an environment. So this Daggerheart has a very fun little mechanic called environments that like give you you can give yourself additional things to spend fear on, basically, and additional like reactions that I can take in combat when you mess up.
I've noticed that, and that definitely made the encounters like a lot better, and like I really enjoyed the turn order of it all, because it's a very it becomes a very high risk, high reward system.
You were gambling every time you take another roll.
Right. I didn't think about this option earlier. Can I end my turn?
If you had wanted to just like voluntarily end your turn and only give me a few action tokens, I don't see why not. It's a good tactical move.
But who would want to do that? Just keep going. You know,
absolutely.
Just keep it going until things fall apart, and then you can go. That was really interesting. I enjoyed that a lot. I guess just the one.
It really made you feel like it made you look like a badass.
Yes,
just doing a million things.
And then I guess like my one bit of clarification when it would come to that, how would that go in like a multiplayer setting, which would be 90% of the time. It would always be a DM versus like maybe 3-4 players. So
yeah,
would it be like each person gets an action point at a time, or would it be like how we did today, where one player does as many actions as they want until they fail, and then the next person goes?
So there is no like real specified way. There are suggested ways in the rulebook to do this. The suggested way is just that everybody kind of takes a turn.
Okay.
So there's no like specified way, but like I think spirit of the game definitely is that everybody like chucks in one action token at a time. Mm-hmm. Then they all take their turns, and then if we roll around again and nobody's failed, then we keep taking actions.
Okay.
But in theory, if you wanted to, you could just have one dude do a bunch of stuff if it tactically makes sense.
Right. Absolutely. Awesome. Great. Anything else you want to cover?
Let's see. You know what? I want to talk about some of the stuff that I gave this Nagi that it never got to use because you one-shotted it.
Yes, please, by all means.
So it was going to try to do damage to you whenever you gained fear. I was keeping track of my fear tokens. I could spend those to increase a tracker. Mm-hmm. I gave it a so like in Blaze in the Dark, there are clock-like things it's basically the same thing. It's a countdown till something happens.
Right.
There is a Nagi egg hatches counter that I was going to start spending my fear tokens on. That it was a 6-segment tracker. That had it hatched, I would have rolled a d4 and had that many little baby Nagas try to kill you as well.
My God, that's terrible.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the layer of the Nagi secret environment that I overlaid onto everything
Hmm.
has a fun thing called if you die in the illusion, you die in real life. Anytime the Nagi casts an illusion, if that illusion takes damage, the Nagi takes the same amount of damage to their HP.
Oh,
The Nagi's
interesting.
health is the combined HP of every enemy in this encounter plus 6. So
Interesting.
you killed one of the bandits and let the other one go. So you minimized a little bit of your damage there,
Hmm.
and then you completely bypassed the second fight.
Right.
So the Nagi went into that fight with about 23 total HP because you had not whittled it down. However, you managed to take advantage of the illusion by a complete accident because there were several people around you and like the tables and chairs and shit that all took 10 points of damage, and that added up.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't.
So
Yeah, I
it
did not take
was.
into account that when I set you put you in that illusion situation.
That's beautiful. So I'm glad that I made the change there at the last second to go from just targeting one person in the illusion to targeting everyone in the illusion.
Hmm. Yes, and also if the another feature that the layer the Nagi has is called Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss, where any illusion cast by the Nagi cannot be seen through. Even when you realize that it is an illusion, you still see it.
Interesting.
And that is the strength of the Nagi in her own lair. And
Good to
the
know.
Nagi is based on Hindu mythology. The idea of the Naga, the Nagi or the Nagini is just like the female equivalent of it.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
yeah, it's a very classic enemy that they use in D&D too. There's the like psionic mind snake. It's really fun. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite
yes,
enemies.
that was and like I can see why because that was amazing.
So yeah, that was our playtest of Daggerheart. It honestly it makes me want to play more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is definitely one of the first times that we're like done with a session. I'm just like, can we keep playing? Like, can we just stick around?
Listen, if anybody wants to hear an entire solo campaign in Daggerheart with me and Bruno, we could absolutely do that. So yeah,
Absolutely. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to know more about Daggerheart, and maybe, just maybe, we can pull it out later in the year or in the next year.
please, yeah. If you like anything that we do, want to comment on it, have any questions, please contact us on social media at NIHF anywhere, and you can use the hashtag Play It on the Table.
Yes. Hope maybe a name that will be changed soon, but we'll be sure to keep everyone updated on the socials when that happens. Um, as Sterling just mentioned, you can follow us anywhere at Nerd Here First, and if you have a comment specific to us, please use the hashtag Put It On The Table or the hashtag PIOTT if you want to keep it short. I think that was about everything. Sterling, did you have anything you'd like to send them off with before we wrap up?
Yes, if you enjoyed this, then I think you're going to enjoy the hell out of our D&D or our non D&D actual play show, Play It on the Table, where I GM Bruno and a couple of the other members of our team, Jack and Riley, in a campaign that we're currently playing Monster of the Week, the Monster of the Week system in.
Yes, absolutely. And you should be getting the first of those episodes sometime later in the week. That will be it. It will be our second session, but we will be sure to include a little bit of a recap at the beginning to just incorporate everything that we had done up until that point. But yes, and then on our next episode of Put It on the Table, the system that I'll be breaking down, just to sort of banking on a recent release from Amazon Prime, I'll be doing the Fallout role playing system and taking Sterling through. Still thinking in my head, but I'm leaning towards the Capital Wasteland as we go through DC.
I'm the Wanderer. I'm the Wanderer. I'm a wander and around and around.